Something feels odd here. Be on your guard. Let's see what you've got.
Here I come! It's over!
Here!
Negative gate! Resonate with the Dragon Swarm!
Going in! Airborne beasts!
Tiger Blade! On your knees!
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Crush!
Flaming meteor! Searing
Here I
flame!
come!
Reload!
It's over! Begin!
Radiant flame! Here!
On guard! Tempest! This!
Radiant flame! Searing
You're
flame!
mine! Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Going in!
Resonate with the earth! Rending blast!
Radiant here!
On your knees!
Radiant blast!
This is looking good! Air pressure!
Going in!
You're
Here we
mine!
go! What going in?
Dragon Swarm!
Tiger blade!
Coming through! Ha! Now!
Scarlet out
Scarlet
first.
Inferno!
Searing
Doubling! In an instant! Impact Cross!
Oh, they put Impact Cross in here.
Really got us
Yes.
on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
Oh man, they put Impact Cross in this game. If y'all don't know, Impact Cross is the mystic art that Gosh and Drox use in Vesperia.
Eternal Devastation!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Got flyers!
I've got more! My marksman!
I'm ready! All yours!
Going in!
You're mine! You're finished!
Tiger blade!
Dragon Swarm!
Searing flame!
Try this!
Do it!
Explosive!
This one's got your name on it!
Volcanic Impact.
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Oh shit. This is a pain. Why can't this Zoogle stand still? Perhaps it's time I deploy my secret weapon. I'll stop it right where it stands. Grow vines from the ground to ensnare enemies and strike them. Effective on fleet-footed enemies. This nullifies evasive abilities and downs them. Yeah, surely could have used that a long time ago. Okay, first of all, equipment, like...
There's nowhere to run from my heart. When he slows down, that's our chance.
It's like trying to keep up with a wall!
Can you take it? No further.
This one's
I'll
mine!
face you. Prepare to be Tornado Drive. Resonate with the earth. Stalagmite.
Another incantation ruined.
You're mine. Resonate with the earth. Stalagmite.
No odds of being interrupted.
Begin. Take this.
Tiger blade!
Elusive deity. Can you take it? Tornado Drive. Rising Wonder. You can't get out of this. Can you take it? Rising Phoenix. Elusive deity.
Do you require a hand?
How's this?
Prepare to be sealed as a fleet of foot. Actually, perhaps now is more appropriate.
Let's talk some more doing!
Elusive deity. No further.
Oh, I'm gonna have a lot of fun.
Do you require a hand? Can you take it?
Tiger blade!
Let me set him up real quick. I guess elusive deity, stalagmite, air pressure, negative gate, and all of his shit is tornado drive. So
I'll face you. Elusive deity.
Amazing.
You're mine. Tornado Drive. Beckon in the everlasting darkness. Negative gate.
Tiger blade!
Beckon in the everlasting Everlasting darkness.
Take this! Tiger Blade!
Everlasting darkness. Negative gate. You're mine. Look sharp. I'll thank you. You're mine.
Tiger Blade!
Anything in armor is all mine. Negative gate. Everlasting darkness. Negative gate. Not today. Can you take it?
Look sharp!
Here I come. It's over. Elusive devastation. Can you take it?
Look sharp!
Dragon swarm.
Oh, where are you going?
Here I come. Crush catapult. Take this.
Make it rain!
More. Hey. Blow them away.
Oh, that's nice.
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics.
Don't tell
They
me.
look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine this sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Why is you
Are you
really
interested in this
acting
stuff
like
too,
that?
Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now,
Yo,
does it?
Rinwell really
It's
starting
just
to
old.
piss me off,
Real.
yeah.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course,
Those skilled enough to dual wield with it were lauded as champions. Huh. Artifacts confer special effects simply by having them, some of which serve as bonuses that can be enjoyed after clearing the game. You can toggle each of these effects on or off from the artifact effect list. Ooh, now I can set 6 additional arts. Press Y on the art screen to switch between panels. Arts that are set to the second panel can be executed by pressing LT and... Okay, so now we're fitting to have a lot of fun, people. Yeah, this is fitting to be interesting. I definitely would like to increase my rod's extension time limit.
I sense a strange power from this.
I need to be stronger.
Why so much?
visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I just noticed none of you other Danons have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danon slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renin doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This
Nice.
sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains
Smart.
anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renins are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Yeah, maybe next time close your fucking mouth.
I think I'll try to make that new recipe with this.
All right, but I'll decide how spicy it is.
An opponent, I can feel my power growing.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Let me fix the arts here.
yeah.
Let's dispose of the trash.
You're mine! It's over!
Going in. Let's give it a whirl. Take this.
Dragon Swarm!
Tiger Blade.
Begin!
Enthusiasm.
Wow, I actually forgot to change the normal arts back. I don't want to do this. Oh, I did say I wanted to look at Shockwave Slash. And for shits and giggles, I'll give him Lightning Thrust.
Take this!
On guard.
Shockwave Slash!
This one's mine.
Astro Art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
On guard.
Elusive Infernal Torrent! Begin!
Tiger Blade.
You're mine! Damn it! Slash! Dazzle! Luna Rondo!
Do it.
Rising Phoenix! Shion!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction! My turn!
There's still more to go.
You're finished! I'll thank you! Devastation! Luna Rondo! Rising Phoenix!
Tiger Blade.
Crunch! Catapult! Swallow Blade! Shockwave Slash!
Wait, is that Tempest? I just got hit back.
Stalagmite! On your knee!
Ground and pound.
Take this! Resonate with the earth! Blade! Stalagmite! I'm ready! Explosive ring! Now! You're mine! You're finished!
Do it.
Shockwave Slash!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes!
I got it.
Got what?
I can chop up vegetable scraps and use them in the seasonings.
Shoulda known
Just-
that's what it was gonna be about.
I was about to say, you just now realize that?
Retreat if you know what's good for you!
This one's mine.
Shockwave Slash!
Lunar correction. Tiger Blade.
Swallow Blade! Shockwave Slash!
Get behind me.
Blade! Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Let's give it a whirl.
Take this! It's over!
Leave the enemy's arcs to me.
No complaints here!
Their arcs were interrupted.
You'll pay for that!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
You're finished! Not today! Dragon Swarm! You're finished!
Do it.
Shockwave Dueling! In an instant! Impact Block! We work well together. Let's finally time the bolts. Stardust! Begin! Devastation! Take this! Here I come! Elusive Deity! It's over! I'll thank you!
Do it.
Dragon Swarm! Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Oh,
Now! Here I come! Elusive Deity! Slash! Shockwave Slash! You're finished!
Here I go. One more. Back into the fray.
You're mine! Resonate with the earth! Swallow Blade! Lightning Thrust! You're mine! It's only in an instant! Impact Block! My exploits are bearing fruit.
now we're actually starting to get some XP that's worth a damn.
I'll do my best.
Take this!
Here I go.
No further! Take this! From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with love!
No more playing nice.
The enemy wields art too.
You'll soon see about that. This one's mine. Don't find someone else to pick on.
Swallow blade! Shockwave slash! It's on!
Searing flame!
Explosive ring! Back to everlasting dark gate! Ignite! Negative gate! Dragon swarm! Shockwave slash! Air pressure!
Searing flame! Reload! Excited. I'm all stuffed
On
up.
your knee.
I was overconfident.
Forgive me. This is my fault.
I let my guard down.
Take this! From beyond, you're finished! Imbue this vanquished soul with life! Resuscitation! You're mine! Our arts are being Try harder!
Can't lose.
Try harder!
Here, let me help.
I have no limits!
First
Here I
aid!
come!
I'll
You're
bring you
finished!
back from death's abyss.
Shockwave flash!
Resuscitation!
Dragon swarm!
Here's a healing
Try
arm.
this!
First aid!
Explosive ring!
I'll bring you.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Into the shadows!
There!
Look sharp!
Elusive deity! I'll take you!
Tiger blade!
Slash!
Feel the medicine working. Look sharp! Searing flame! Reload!
Can't move! I couldn't make it in time. No further!
Tiger
Let us
blade!
take to the fray!
I'll bring you back from death's
On your
abyss.
knees.
I'll bring you back from
Air
death's abyss.
pressure!
A lord's power never ceases to amaze me.
I'm as regular as the next man.
Yeah, the next man who used to be a lord.
So that's how a lord fights.
I don't perform as well when I'm served.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you say that.
Take it! Dragon swarm!
Will this help?
On guard!
Healing ball!
Elusive deity! You're mine!
Tiger blade!
Why'd you human?
To stop you dying?
Right. Sword Rain Alpha! Try this! Blending Flash! Shockwave Flash! Try this! I'm ready! Ringwell! Light Burst Force!
Radiant Genesis!
Oh,
Skills in top form, art's working like a charm. Ha!
Someone seems rather pleased with herself.
You... Did you hear all of that?
open the chest.
Looks like some solid equipment.
Oh, I wish I didn't have to go to work today. And actually at least make it to this next place. I think I can still make it, but
More Danon runes here too, I see.
What were people even thinking?
We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I say? I had a good partner.
Ah, guess I misread the landing. Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Uh-oh,
Yeah,
Mama
to be
Bear
honest,
activated.
We could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renin, leaving everything to someone else.
Yo, what's
Rinwell, I
your
don't think-
damage?
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
Oh, that
That's
motherfucker
not
done
being
had
frank,
it.
that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to
What?
beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
No, he's not. He wears the holy crown. Alright, looks like I will have to cut this a little bit short. If y'all like what you saw, please don't be hesitant to like, favorite, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next clips.